Someone put in their response yesterday. So I said, how can you gather information to list possible alternatives? They said probably put ice on them, get more rest, eat more. I'm not about to play. Every other answer was amazing. Who probably put ice on them? Put ice on who? Okay, that's the point of this activity. We got to get to the ice. Okay, cool. Hello, happy Thursday. These are going so well. It's gonna be so many rich kids. Maybe one of you all can get back to me, buy me a Porsche once you get on. I'll be really excited about that. So today we went from decision making, then we went to what was yesterday? Building our resume, getting our ideas together. Today is budgeting. How are you? And we also learned how to read checks yesterday. Today is budgeting. How are you going to be able to budget to make sure you're in the right position to do these things? So, phase one, you assess your personal and financial situation, needs, values, and life situation. Where's life for you right now? Are you taking care of anyone? Are you planning to take care of someone? Because a lot of the rappers say, oh, I'm going to buy my mom a house. So you have to decide how you're going to go about doing that. 2, set personal and financial goals. Personal goals. Okay, I want to be this size. I want to build this much muscle mass. I want to go to this church. I want to do this. Finance goals. Okay, by the time I'm 15, I want $1,000 in my bank account. That's a very realistic goal that you can accomplish. And it's like, that's a setting a financial goal. 3, create a budget for fixed and variable expenses based on your income. My first job, I got fired, of course, but I was 15 and I worked at the candy store by my house. So I probably made like $70 every Friday in cash. But again, if I would have budgeted that properly, I could have really built off of it. 4 is monitor current spending, saving patterns. When your mom gives you money to go out, do you blow it all? Do you split it in half, spend half, put half into some type of savings? Like, what are you doing with the money? 5, compare your budget to what you've already or what you have actually spent. So if I say I want to spend during quarantine, groceries are expensive. So let's say I want to spend $400 a month on groceries in quarantine. Are you going over that? Are you buying things on Uber Eats, right? Are you going over that budget? 6, review financial progress and revise budgeted amounts. Okay, so you want to review the finance wave and then make sure you're revising the budgeted amounts. So in quarantine, some people's budget's all over. Some people are able to save, but hey, some people are actually paying more because like people are in the house all the time. We got to eat. We got to get these cable shows cracking, right? So how are we going to budget? Well-written personal and finance goals should be realistic. A student working part-time is not going to be able to afford a new car in a couple of years. It's just what it is, okay? You want to make realistic goals. I just came across my timeline and someone was 22 and he bought his first home. That is beautiful. But I'm sure that he had to write down his realistic goals and make sure he was working to achieve those daily. Be specific. I want $5,000 for a down payment to buy a house. Easy. Maybe you want to buy your LLC. I think right now LLC is like $200, which is your business, right? So you want to own a t-shirt company. Okay, I want $200 saved in 2 months. By the end of the summer, I'm going to work a summer job to start my LLC. Have a time frame. I want to pay off my credit card within the next 18 months. To be vulnerable with you, I'm in the process of doing that with one of my credit cards, right? I said, okay, by my birthday in August, I want that credit card completely paid off. So I'm making sure I'm balancing it as I'm getting paid and putting that down towards that credit card every time. I cannot cheat myself on that. Last one, I want to start an automatic deposit savings account with monthly withdrawals from my checking. Some people are not good at just remembering to transfer that over, so some banks will allow you to automatically get that done. Here's how you would set it up. Job number 1, teacher. Budget from that, right? Job number 2, Uber driver. Budget from that. What's your actual? So maybe my budget was, I only want to spend half of my check, but then I spent 75%. So my difference would be, I should use a cursor, I'm sorry. So maybe I want to spend half of my check I spent 75% here. The difference will be 25%. Okay. Rent. Maybe rent is, I don't know, 700. Car insurance is 200. Car payment, 300. Credit card, 150. Right? So were you budgeting that properly? What did you actually spend on it? And then you find the difference. That's how you properly make a budget. Are you being true to yourself? So real life is coming soon, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. I blinked. I graduated from 8th grade. I blinked again. I graduated from high school. I blinked another time, and I was done with college. So what I'm telling you is it's a good thing to get this stuff down now before it's too late. Be ahead of the game. This is something you can teach your peers when you get to high school. Like, oh, I learned how to budget in 8th grade. This is how you should budget. You can add in all of these expenses if you take the bus fare, oil, parking and tolls, repairs, medical expenses, clothes, entertainment. This gets hard for us. By us, I mean young, vibrant people. Because we like to wear nice clothes. We like to go out. Well, we can't go out now, but we like to spend money on entertainment. So it's very essential that we make sure if we write this down, we're not going over it. There was a time with a group of teachers, like every Friday, it's like, oh, let's go out to dinner, everybody. I'm going to want to go out to dinner because I like to socialize. But what I started to do was I would just take literally a $20 bill out of my account. Because if I took that out and left my card at home, I didn't have a choice but to stay within my budget. So those are just the type of things that we can do, okay? So this is what your Google form would look like. What are your 6 educational goals? GPA, awards you want by the time you graduated, all of your degrees, PhD, MA, bachelor's degree, maybe even beyond once you're done with school. Like, do you want to open your own school? Like, you have options. Social goals. This is real, and I know it's weird. Like, people don't like to think like this. Do you want to be popular? Do you want to be famous? Do you want to have a very small circle? Do you want to have a huge family? Do you want to kind of be that person that stands off from your family? Like, what do you want? You would write that here. Financial goals. Okay, do I want to be rich? Do I want to be a billionaire, a millionaire? Am I okay with just making 1,000 and doing something I really like? Not 1,000, and the thousands and doing something I love. What are those financial goals? Family goals. Do you want a large family? How are you going to provide for that large family? Do you want a family with one kid? Do you want to kind of live a single life your entire life, which is a very real thing for people? Do you want to have roommates, right? Like, what do you want your family goals to look like? Health and physical goals. Okay, I want to be this weight. I want to be in shape. By the time I'm 60, I still look like I'm 20, right? What do those goals include? I don't want any, even though this runs in my family, I don't want to have this. I don't want to have diabetes. I don't want to have ulcerative colitis, which is what I got, right? So you would just list those things. I don't want to have, well, actually, let's say we do want. We won't say don't, because sometimes we learned that like energy attracts like energy. So let's speak in a positive format. I want good blood flow. I want great cholesterol. I want a healthy heart. So those are things we will say, okay? Recreational goals, just fun. I want to travel the world with my friends. I want to go to 10 countries before I'm 30. What are your recreational goals, okay? Here from that list, we're going to pick out the 1 to 12 that's most important to us. Some can be a 1 week goal, like I want to be done with all of my lessons for next week by Friday. 1 year, okay, I want to buy a property by the time this year ends, right? So what would be your year goals, your short term, and your medium goals? I think I skipped this section for y'all. Save y'all some time. I don't want to work you to death. Okay, so where does your money come from? I think I skipped this section because most of y'all aren't working yet, but you can speak things as though they were. I talked to Janiyah earlier. She was like, well, I want to do hair. I want a salon. So speak it as though they were. My source of income is my clientele. I get 80 clients a week. Each client pays me at least $200 for a style. Like, you have to like write it down and speak it as if it's already going on. What do you expect your source of income in the near future to be? Are you going to start a small job to work towards your goal? What are your feelings about being financially dependent versus financially independent? Independent means you're free. You come and go as you please. You do what you want. You don't really owe anyone anything. Financially dependent is what I am because I'm paying student loans forever, right? So I had to depend on them to give me the money for college, and now I'm paying them back. Get scholarships. Get scholarships. That's my word of advice for y'all. If I could go back. I skipped this part. So this is the main activity you're going to do for your independent practice. This is a budget setup. So we're going to get an example with Gabrielle. Gabby works a part-time at a greeting card company and part-time at a record store. The net monthly income of her first job is $600. Net monthly income of her second is $800. So altogether, Gabby makes $1,200 a month. Okay. She spends $200 for rent, $175 for car payment, $220 for car insurance. Her planned flexible expenses include $30 for personal items like lotions, toothpaste, hygiene, $60 for entertainment. Where does she live where her rent is only $200? I love that. I love that. Car payment, $175. Gabby got the right things. I need to talk to her people. Anyway, $150 for food, $40 for gas and oil, $50 for clothes. So what she made. Gabby made $45 in overtime this past month. Gabby working. That's why she know the right people. What she spent on fixed regular expenses. Rent went up to $25 starting this month. So her rent increased $25, which happens, y'all. That's why it's good to be owners, because your rent will increase annually. Her monthly car payment was $175, and her monthly premium went up to $295. So what is that, like a $75 jump? So what her flexible expenses actually were these. So she wanted it to be the first one, but seems like her stuff is really jumping up. Why is this like this? This was supposed to go. I'm sorry, children. Okay. Cool. That's good enough. So as you go through your independent practice, answer these questions. Go back and look at her budget. What is the difference between her planned expenses and what her actual expenses were? Where did she overspend? Where did she spend less than she planned? How much did she spend for the use of her car this month? How much did she have at the end of the month to put into savings? Then it says if it were your budget, use Gabby's income as a starting point and attach a budget you set up for yourself. What did you change about yours compared to hers? I know for hers, I tend to not buy a lot of clothes. I tend to buy more like beauty products, hair products, weave. Like I need my hair bundles. I need my wigs, right? So if this were mine, I would switch and make personal items a higher amount, and I could lower the amount of clothes because I have clothes. I don't mind wearing the same clothes. I'm not that girl. Entertainment for Corona pandemic, we can lower the entertainment price because we're not out spending money at the movies and, doing fun activities. So that's just an example of some ways we can bend those. So this is an example if you want to rework a budget. If you want an extra copy of this, I can upload it so you can have it at your home. Then finally, this will be your quiz, okay? Y'all doing really good with the quizzes. The average percent yesterday was 80%, but I know we could get 100% because it's you guys. Come on, financial literacy. All y'all are the bosses. Y'all tell me all the time. What did it say? Well, how do we start this lesson? Get ice on them. Probably put ice on them. Yeah, put some ice on this work. Let's get our 100%. So I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all make your budgets. Take it seriously. I think I'm going to redo mine today too. But this is important. It matters. And I will see y'all tomorrow.